this is Bethany Gagne, founder of the Albany Peace Project. And today I'm here with author Mary Sise, the author of Energy of Belief. And we are talking about oneness because that's a theme this year. And Mary, oneness is such a difficult concept for people to comprehend, but when we start to understand energy, that's when we really get that oneness is very a real phenomenon. It's not just a theory, heady topic, right?
Exactly. Most of us, we think of ourselves as separate. We're in these little bodies where we have our senses, and I see you and I see me, and there's like no oneness going on here. Although oftentimes you'll meet somebody and you'll feel like one with them, like there's a connection. But that's an energy connection. It's not like a big tube comes out of me and zaps into you.
Right.
That I can see.
Right.
The best way to think about this energy idea is first and foremost, you have to, it's not something you believe. It's a fact that everything's energy. Everything, even a stone, is energy. It's just vibrating, it's contracted, vibrating slow. Okay? So if you use the example of water, we know that with water, if we slow the molecules down and freeze them, it'll be separate. So you'd be a separate ice cube than me. Okay? And we would think we were very separate.
Right.
And somebody comes and heats it up a little bit, okay, and now we're warm.
Right.
Okay? And if you really speed up the molecules, you become air.
Okay.
You become mist, you become vapor. Okay? That's what oneness is. That we're not on planet Earth, which is a planet of matter. It's a planet that's slowed down. We have matter and we're separate. But we also know that when we die, we merge into something else.
Well, that's certainly what, when people have near-death experiences, they always come back. They say oneness and gratitude.
Right.
They're one with everything.
Exactly,
and all that,
and it's all oneness. Or even people who have those, they go above themselves and they see themselves on the thing, and they say what the doctor's saying. The doctors used to get spooked out about that before people knew about it. That's the same thing. You're not the body.
Right.
It's like a water bottle. The body is a water bottle, and you're the spirit, the water. Okay? I use a lot of water metaphors, but that's equipment to get it. Other times people will feel it is when they're, if you're a runner, and you speed up your molecules with oxygen, the faster you run, and your heart gets beating, and your cells vibrate even faster, and you'll have a oneness kind of experience, an expanded experience.
Right.
And then meditation, the greatest gift for me of meditation is that when I shut down my senses, close my eyes, go inside, train my brain to kind of, all right, knock it off, stop thinking or whatever, just be still, and I can begin to feel myself as more than this physical body.
Right. And as you were saying earlier, we're so focused outside that really makes us feel separate. But the more we anchor inside, counterintuitively, the more we feel inside, we actually feel...
You can feel the oneness, the connection with another.
Yeah.
And so the important thing is to recognize that the mind's job is to go outside. It's always outside. What's going on? Are you going to hurt me? It makes assessments, and that's its job. Because here on this planet, we need that.
Right.
But that's so limited as to who we are. Who we are is something so far greater than that. And when you meditate, it gives you the opportunity to feel yourself as something larger. And then once you have an experience, nobody can really take that away. You can doubt it. I can doubt it. Well, maybe that didn't really happen or whatever. But the importance of having a meditative type experience is that then you own it. And it's like, I know there's more than this. I know.
Right. Right.
The other thing with energy, the more you become aware of energy and open yourself to experiencing energy, like even just putting your hands together like this and being really sensitive and paying attention, focusing here, not all over here like we do. Really you'll begin to feel energy. And then that will begin to expand, and then you doubt less. The problem is doubt. We doubt.
Right. Yeah, you want to just talk about that briefly, or no, about doubt?
Doubt, it's ego's best friend. Doubt is what keeps you separate, okay?
Right.
So I doubt everything. I have these amazing, I work with people who, a loved one has died and they said, I'll send you a butterfly or a bird. And next thing you know, they see it and then they doubt it, right? What does a girl need? A burning bush? Like, come on.
Right.
It's like, or there's something more than this. Or synchronicities happen and we doubt it.
Yeah, right.
That's what keeps us separate.
Oh, funny.
Is doubt. Doubt is a big one.
I heard this phrase recently from Todd Cunningham, and he basically said, just live as if it's real. So what if we did live as if oneness was real?
It was real. And that world is so much more real than this world. It's really kind of interesting, But as you meditate and as you practice meditation, it just opens you up to so much more than this physical third dimension.
Yeah, which causes depression, right? When we're so anchored in the third dimension, right? It's almost like we become more sluggish and slow, right?
Exactly, because everything's slowed down, and we don't believe, and we feel so abandoned here and so lost here, and like, let's face it, it's kind of nuts.
Right, absolutely.
It is nuts here.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you ever ask the question, why is this happening? It's because you're on Earth.
Right.
Exactly. You didn't go to Venus. You went to Earth. On Venus, everybody loves each other. On Earth, there's love and fear here. It's a planet of duality. Of two.
Yeah.
And the separateness.
Yeah. And I know the Course in Miracles says that we will get depressed if we identify with the body.
Exactly. Because this place is depressing. Hello? Have you seen the news?
Absolutely.
It's like really nutty out there.
Right.
Okay? But if you move beyond that, and that's the game of being here.
Yeah.
It's just get out of the game.
Yes.
Yes. Jesus had said, be in this world, but not of this world.
Right.
Like, to know I'm more than this. And not in ego, so are you.
Exactly. Right.
And
so we're it's almost like we're changing the plug of our identity. We're unplugging our identity of kind of being a human being and plugging it into this eternal identity,
divine being having a human experience.
Yes.
And to see if you can remember that you're divine. Once you get that, then it's, you still can get hit and hurt and all these other things, but it's not the same anymore.
Yeah, it's so true.
And so that's the game here, to remember.
To remember.
Just to remember. Remember the oneness.
Yeah.
Remember where you came from.
Yes.
Don't fall for the play. It's like you're in a play. This is like a play, okay? And this time you're a pirate and I'm Joan of Arc or whatever.
Right.
Next time, I'm the guy who led the match for Joan of Arc. Like, it's just a play.
Right.
We take it so seriously. I gotta get you back. Never forget. We have all our things that keep us so stuck in the show.
I know. So you're gonna lead us in a meditation that's gonna help us kind of get out of the show. I like the way you said that. And you're going to use some breathing. And breathing is big with helping with oneness, right? You said because it helps with oxygenation?
Yeah, as you oxygenate the body.
Okay.
The body, it's like the ice cubes speed up a little bit. And so it's easier to experience yourself as more than this. Okay. So in yoga, they have what's called pranayama. It has to do with breath. In the main way that for everyone to do it is to sit with your back straight, your chin down a little bit, and I'll lead you through. And then when you breathe, you just push from the stomach. You don't have to worry about the in-breath. You just, and you pump the breath. And as we do that for like a minute, what begins to happen is your cells begin to vibrate a little faster. And then you can have an experience of more than that. So for those of you, especially you, I'm like here breathing and nothing's happening. I don't feel no oneness.
Right.
That's okay.
Right.
Just the pranayama will help you begin to experience yourself, and this knowing this that we're all connected.
Right. And I'd like to just also add, if you feel, what it also does is soften your boundaries, right? Your muscular rigidities, meaning that right? You start that's why when we relax, we can may feel more one, correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And then we can begin to see when we're in this oneness, everything you say, you do, you feel, everything ripples.
Yeah.
So even if you're saying, oh, I hate broccoli, you just put hate out.
Right.
So you once you begin to realize the power I have, you have, we all have to impact all around us. Then it behooves you to clean up your act.
Which is what, absolutely, and that's why we're working, we're doing the Albany Peace Project, and actually we're starting other peace projects, because the more people who can get this oneness concept, right?
Yes.
And so when we do the meditation today, you'll help us go from oneness, so then our intentions will have kind of carry more, correct? When we're feeling connected to something as opposed to feeling separate from it.
Yes. As you have, especially as you pour love into it,
Yes.
because love is very, very powerful accelerant, we could say.
Accelerant, I like that, yeah.
It just puts it there, puts it in motion.
Yes.
Emotion puts energy in motion.
Yes,
Like
yes.
the same with hate.
Right,
And that's very powerful too.
right,
And it puts that energy in motion,
Yeah.
and it contributes to the hate on the planet.
right,
You
right,
never want to be against anything.
right.
You always want to be, march for, don't be against war, be for peace.
Right,
kind of
right,
thing, because
right.
You want to then put that out.
Right.
Put that out, and then your energy ripples and touches others.
And that's why we spend 5 minutes cultivating the heart and those restorative feelings that the Institute, the
Yes,
research from
yes.
the Institute of Heart Math talks about, restorative feelings of appreciation, love, care, honor, dignity.
Right.
So Mary, I'm looking forward to your meditation then. 'Cause
We'll add
this
some
will be-
pranayama to it. and see
Yeah,
what
oh yeah,
happens.
this will be good.
Good.
Okay, well thank you so much for participating today and thanks again and click on the meditation below. Thank you.
Thank you.